Alright, welcome to PingSkills lessons. We're here to talk about some of the rules, and on our website you'll actually be able to download some of the important rules, and we're just going to go through a few of the common questions for you now.
Okay, so we're going to play some points now and just give you an idea of how you can win a point in table tennis.
Alright.
So there's a few main ways. If Jeff and I are playing a rally, okay, we start with a serve, and Jeff has to hit the ball over onto my side straight after that.
Very good.
If Jeff hits the ball and I don't let it bounce, okay, then that's Jeff's point straight away. So there's no volleying in table tennis.
Okay.
Okay, another way that Jeff can win the point is if I hit the ball and it doesn't land on the table. Or if I hit the ball and it goes into the net. So the basic rule in table tennis is really simple. I've got to hit the ball onto Jeff's side. When Jeff hits it onto my side, I'll let it bounce once and then put it back onto his side. The only tricky rule in table tennis is the one about volleying it after it goes off the end of the table. So if you just remember this rule, if Jeff hits the ball and it goes out past the table, it's always my point. So once it goes past the end of the table, that's my point, even if I hit it on the full once it's gone past the table. Okay, so that's my point because the ball was already out.
Okay, so what happens if the ball hits the net?
Okay, so if the ball hits the net and goes over during play, so we've hit a few shots, so Jeff and I are playing a rally, the ball's bounced a few times, okay, I hit it, it hits the net and goes over. That's in play, that's play on, Jeff needs to try and get that ball.
Okay.
However, if the ball hits the net and goes over on a serve, so I've served it, hits my side, touches the net and goes over, that's a let, and that's when we stop and replay the point.
Okay, so when you're serving and that happens, how many lets can you get in a row before it's a fault?
Okay, you never ever lose a point for serving a let. So
Okay.
even if I serve 28 lets in a row, okay, that's still a let and we still need to replay the point.
Okay. Excellent. All right, now when we're playing a match, what are the basic rules like? What score do we play to?
Right. Now we play games up to 11 points, and we take it in turns. We have 2 serves each at a time. Okay, so Jeff would serve for the first 2 points, I serve for the next 2 points, and so on until someone wins the game. The only variation on that is if the scores get to 10 points each. So Jeff is 10 and I'm 10. Okay, then we alternate serves, 1 serve at a time until someone gets 2 points ahead to win the game.
Okay, Alice, another question that we get regularly is, what size bat is legal in table tennis?
Most players use a bat around this big. Okay? However, you are allowed to use any size bat that you like. If you want, you can use a bat this big. Okay? But
Good luck though.
yeah, good luck because that takes a bit of hitting. But you are also allowed to use a bat this big, okay, or even bigger. The reason that players don't use a bat this big is because it just gets way too heavy and it's way too hard to move around quickly.
So one common question is the ball in or out, Alois, if it hits the side of the table?
It's out, so the ball has to hit the top of the table to be in. Okay, so anywhere on the top of the table is in. Even if it just snicks the edge of the table, it's in.
Okay, so the edge is in.
Yep, but if the ball hits on the side of the table down here, that's out. And the only time that can really happen is if it's hit from outside the line of the table.
Okay, from a wide angle.
Yep, so if they play the ball from right out here, okay, then it has a chance of hitting the side. Okay, otherwise if it hits the table, it's most likely going to be in.
Okay. Another question people have is when they're playing, are they allowed to touch the table or are they allowed to lean on the table? What are the rules around that?
Yep, the only part of your body that isn't allowed to touch the table is your free hand. So I'm a left-hander, so I'm not allowed to touch the table with my right hand. If I do that, that's Jeff's point. Okay, but I'm allowed to put my elbow on the table, I'm allowed to put my body against the table, is fine, as long as you don't move the table at all. So if I do that and move the table even a little bit, okay, that's Jeff's point.
Okay, so the key thing is there, as long as you don't move it and not your free hand.
Yep, keep your free hand off the table.
Another question is, how many faults are you allowed before you lose a point?
So as soon as you make a mistake with your serve, you lose the point. So you don't get a double fault like you do in tennis perhaps. So any mistake with your serve is the other person's point straight away.
Okay, very good.
We might just go through the rules of doubles now, Jeff, because people often get a bit confused about who serves and where you serve to.
Yep.
So in doubles there are 3 extra rules. Okay, the first rule is that you have to take it in turns to hit. So if I hit the ball first, okay, I have to get out of the way and Jeff has to hit the next one. Okay, so that's rule number 1. Always take it in turns. The second rule is about serving. You always serve from your right hand box, okay, diagonally to your opponent's right hand box. Okay, you never ever serve from the left hand box in doubles. Okay, so it's always from the right hand box. That's rule number 2. The third rule is related to when you need to swap over. So I serve my 2 serves to you. Don't forget that both my serves go to you, so one doesn't go to you and one to your partner. Okay, I serve both of my serves to you. After I finish my 2 serves to you, Jeff and I swap. So the only time you swap positions is after your team finishes your 2 serves. Okay. After we serve, then it's your turn to serve, and you would serve 2 serves to Jeff. Okay. After you and your partner have finished your 2 serves, okay, you would swap over, and it's Jeff's turn to serve. Okay. So the serving order is that I would serve 2 to you, you would serve 2 to Jeff, Jeff would serve 2 to your partner, and then your partner would serve 2 to me. Okay? And that pattern is repeated until the end of the game.
If you've enjoyed our lessons, then you decide how much you pay for them. Go along to our website, and if you really like them, then make a contribution. Otherwise, they're free. So enjoy.